Canada. Look at this swirl here and another system back behind it. Look at that swirl right there. Now, this time of year, yeah, by the way, we have a lot of new subscribers to this channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for taking the time to do that and sharing this channel. With that said, this channel, no hype on this channel. This time of year, there's storm systems out here. That's the global pattern. That's what happens. But the difference is this go around, they have been much stronger. We've seen them rolling into California. They have been powerful, one after another. That has kind of kept that intensity up. And with that, they've had all sorts of issues out there. Two more, and you see the spin here, not tropical in nature. These are mid-level stuff. So you think of a sandwich, a hurricane, that's like the bottom bread of a sandwich. It relies on the ocean. It's well down at the surface. These things are like the meat of the sandwich, the middle of it. So it's up in the kind of mid-levels of the atmosphere, and that's what these systems are. So not tropical, even though you see spins like this, but two more. So it is going to stay busy, and I'll be tracking these. But let's get back to the one we are watching for us in the Caribbean over toward the Bahamas. Here it is. Now, this is 4 o'clock today. Here's your time frame to set the stage. Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, British, U.S. Virgin Islands, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, Nicaragua, Honduras. You get toward Panama, Guyana, Suriname. I've been watching us. Still the rain just south of Trinidad and Tobago. Still watching out for the rain and spotty showers. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Turks and Caicos with that easterly flow. But let me bring you out into tomorrow. This is our Friday evening. There's the front here, stretched down here. The green is the rain with it. So again, the parent storm system well up to the north, but that rain moving through the Bahamas, getting closer to Bermuda, and you see it back toward Cuba, stretching back toward Belize, as you get toward Guatemala, El Salvador, watching that front. The winds are going to be turning behind it. I'll get to that. I want to show you those winds, but here's the front as we get into Saturday, stretching all the way down to Jamaica, clearing the Cayman Islands. We're going to be a little bit cooler in the Cayman Islands, watching this front that will be working in. And with it on Saturday, the winds turn more out of the northwest, and that will bring in some of the slightly cooler weather for us. Still that easterly flow over toward Dominica, Martinique, Guadeloupe, St. Kitts, and Nevis, that easterly flow. Then on Sunday, this is Sunday, and you see the front stretching back here. Now, I know, over toward Anguilla, St. Martin, Antigua, and Barbuda, this time of year, we do get some fronts, but they usually wash out. This one's a little bit stronger. So there's a better chance the winds will be more out of the north. And again, the slightest difference in wind direction gives us the slightest difference in temperature. But overall, that makes a big difference for us, especially since all summer long, a lot of the fall, we're just baking down throughout the Caribbean. So there's the front that'll stretch back. By the time we hit Sunday morning, it'll be over Haiti, the Dominican Republic, moving into Puerto Rico. ABC Islands, chance of some showers, and you see spotty showers. So we'll get into that as well over the next two videos. As the front moves by, we're going to get some showers in some different spots. Now, this is the cold weather. This blue, this white, kind of this purple or magenta shading you're seeing here, that is the really cold weather. This is the warm weather we deal with, the orange shading here. Now, you got winds here coming out of the north, winds out of the south here, so something has to be in between, and that's the front. It's the difference in what we're seeing with the winds and the temperatures. Now, down here, of course, across the Caribbean, over toward Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, we still have the winds coming in out of the east. Now, going out in time, let me take you out in time. This is by the time we get into tomorrow. This is tomorrow evening, bringing you out in time even further. Let me stop the clock here. This is by Saturday morning. So a couple days, about a day and a half from now. Look at that cold air rushing down into parts of the Bahamas, Florida, parts of Texas, Louisiana, and then these arrows, these are tiny, so I drew on these bigger ones for us. Winds out of the north all the way down to Panama, parts of Colombia, northern Venezuela. We could have some of the winds eventually out of the north by the time we get into Sunday. Still eastern Caribbean, mainly out of the east. Winds out of the northwest in the Bahamas on Saturday. But getting into Sunday, look at that northerly flow all the way down again into Colombia. Northern Venezuela, mainly that easterly flow. May get a hint of a wind out of the northeast, ABC Islands. Right on the edge of that. So Aruba, we may get the winds for a time out of the northeast. Predominant wind will be out of the east, but stretching back, look at that, winds out of the northwest, back to Puerto Rico. On the edge of it, you see here over toward Anguilla, over toward Montserrat. Now back here, though, by the time we get into Sunday, things like this don't last too long, as we know. already warming up. Winds turn more out of the south for my friends in parts of Mexico and Texas, a warm up. But as I mentioned, we have more of these systems, a parade of them rolling into the United States. So I'll be tracking these as they move into the United States. I'll be watching these moving across. Now, let me break it down, some different spots. I showed you some other spots in the video yesterday. Let me take you to some different locations here. Port-au-Prince here, get you over toward Haiti. Now, today, winds are out of the west, 24 kilometers an hour, 30.5 degrees Celsius. So we're very warm. Temperatures around 87 degrees. By the time we get into Sunday, little dip, 27.8 degrees Celsius on Sunday, 82 Fahrenheit. Winds turn on Sunday in Haiti out of the north at 32 kilometers an hour. Plus at night, by the time especially we get into Sunday night, they'll be down to about 17, even 16, about 16.7 degrees Celsius. That'd be about 62 degrees Fahrenheit. So the nights are when you'll notice more of the difference, even in the evening, right when that sun goes down, you'll notice the difference. All right, here we are in the U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands. As we work our way into today, temperatures low 80s, about 82 degrees Fahrenheit, winds east at 10 miles per hour. After the front passes by Sunday, winds turn out of the north at 20 miles per hour. That's about 32 kilometers an hour. So a very slight drop in temps. We go to about 79 on Sunday, but you'll notice that ever so slightly difference. 26 Celsius, and Sunday night in the 60s for those temperatures at night. So Sunday night, Monday morning, it is going to be a little bit cooler. All right, St. Lucia for us now. This is a different story. As I mentioned, for some of us, this front just doesn't make it in. Caribbean, we're a pretty large area. So with that, in St. Lucia, as we take you through the weekend was looking nice, just on the warm side of the front. Winds east at 32 kilometers an hour, 28 degrees Celsius, 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Chance of a passing shower for my friends over towards St. Lucia. Now, I want to get to the dust. I know, yesterday in Trinidad and Tobago, we had some showers. Now, in those showers, they kind of push around some of the dust that's out there. And that's what happened over toward Trinidad. We had that. And you could see some rain in the distance, and you could see some pockets of dust. This time of year, we don't get a ton of dust marching across the Atlantic like we sometimes do, especially early in the hurricane season. But we do have that flow still coming in, generally speaking, off of Africa. So this is a different map. Don't always show this, but just here, you can follow my finger right here. Here's Trinidad, for example. Okay, so here's Trinidad, and you see the light blue shading around it. Light blue shading around us all the way up toward Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Dominica. That is some dust out there. So there is some dust. So watching that, the dust a little bit more so, though, Trinidad south through Guyana and Suriname. Even though we've had the rain around, that dust mixes in at times. So I'll monitor the dust. Again, thicker dust out here. We start to lose some of it as it moves across the Atlantic. But I want you to know that I track that as well on this channel. I'll be monitoring the dust. So the front moves into the Gulf of Mexico today. Here's that winter front timeline. It enters the Bahamas tomorrow with the chance of some showers picking up in the Bahamas, especially in the second half of the day tomorrow. Northern Caribbean, especially this weekend, kind of kicks in tomorrow night into Saturday. It's not for all of us, but as I showed you, the winds will be changing. Southern Caribbean, I brought you back towards St. Lucia near Barbados, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We're staying on the warm side, but you may get a slight change at night, and I'll watch out for those areas of dust. So it is busy, a little bit exciting to get some drops in the temperatures, but I'm going to be watching everything. I'll pinpoint some of the showers as this front gets closer. And as I mentioned, those other systems out in the Pacific Ocean, it ties into our weather in the Caribbean. I will be on top of this. Thank you for sharing this channel. I love this weather community. Thank you for being part of it, and I hope you have a great day ahead.
She's fine, so something. Um, um, so in the event that something goes on to you, if there, the double DS countries of have, well, you're not saying the case.
Oh, I've dreamt about doing this forever. Welcome to the Colin First channel, people. Subscribe because you are going to go on a civil engineering fabrication ride of a lifetime. Now, regular viewers will know that I have an underground bunker in my back garden, and it is absolutely fantastic. It is like one of my most favourite things I have ever made. And ever since I've made it, I've always wanted a way of connecting it to this, my workshop, and my house. Now, of course, when I made the bunker, we quarried a hole up in the back garden, built a metal box, and covered it over. But I can't do that here, can I? Because the workshop and the house exist on top of it. So we've got to dig down and actually tunnel underneath it. Okay, this is the general setup. We have the bunker, we have the house, and we have the shed. Now, of course, this bit from here to here can be done above ground with a JCB. But from here along to here, no. We have to do it all by hand, digging it, going underground, boom. Now, this is going to be a very time consuming and a very expensive project, but it doesn't matter. We have a sponsor, Free Trade, the share dealing app. What's buying shares going to do with this? Anyway, more about that later. Now, I'm actually going to do this in secret so as not to alarm the neighbourhood. And also, a secret project is way more fun. Now, I actually started this a long time ago, so let's roll back the time before coronavirus was even a thing and start making ourselves a secret entrance. First thing you need to do now is build a frame and a hatch that we can sink into the foundations of the workshop, and then we can cover it all over and then we can just work whenever we want to. Right, let's get on with it.